they adopted him as their own family member. And knowing that, you know, he was a pop star, you know, king of pop, but I think people just treated him as a family member. So I think that's why so many people are touched.
All right, great. Well, thanks for stopping by, Cheryl, TJ. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Fans piling out right now from the Staples Center. A lot of them, and as we said before, somewhat subdued crowd, but everybody really thrilled that they were able to be here. Brian?
Our thanks to them as well, and to you, Mike Taibbi, who's out here just behind us. The sea of people, a great sea of people coming out of this arena inside. We tried to get there. We can get there now. NBC's Lee Cowan, who was inside for all of it. Lee?
Brian, I think folks are just starting to file out now. You might be able to see behind me. The only thing left now on the stage is just a single mic with a spotlight on it all by itself on the stage. I think what was really struck the people here is sort of the roller coaster of emotions that this crowd went through. I mean, sometimes they were on their feet, they were clapping, they were singing along with the music, and then just a few moments later would be back in their chairs in a moment of silence, and then a couple moments after that they'd be laughing. I think that that moment with Magic Johnson talking about the Kentucky Fried Chicken and how much Michael Jackson loved that for dinner came at the perfect time, because it was a tough couple of moments there, and that hit the perfect note. I think the other thing really is as Josh alluded to, the fact that this all came off so quickly, and apparently it seems without any hitch. I mean, this was certainly not a rudimentary production. There was a lot going into this, and the fact that they pulled it all together so quickly and it came off the way it did, I think really is a testament to the promoters here and also to the Jackson family in the midst of everything else that they had going on. To be able to pull this kind of public memorial together is really a testament to them. Brian?
Lee Cowan inside the Staples Center here in Los Angeles. And Lester, it was such an interesting point that Josh Mankiewicz raised. This had to just work. And it did. In the eyes of most watching, it was a dignified, well-organized show.
Absolutely. And you know, there wasn't a lot of big production here. It was people speaking from their heart and singing from their heart. But, you know, we've talked about what happened in there. To me, what I'll remember perhaps most of this day is not just that, but watching people with their hands up in the air in New York City, in London, swaying to We Are the World, a song that Michael Jackson wrote with Lionel Richie. And you multiply that across what might have been happening in the 36 theaters around the country, other parts of the world where people were united in this moment to celebrate one life. There are very few people who will walk across this earth who will have that power, that magnetism, and draw that many people together.
And what we were doing here today is noting this moment, this surge, and this remembrance of these deeply held memories, deeply held affection by a huge slice of the American population, the world population. You know, I just heard fire sirens go by. Life goes on. The crowd's coming out. The LAFD is responding to something nearby. Do you think as time passes, days, weeks, months, years, the look back at Michael Jackson fuzzes up the bad a little bit, becomes more affectionate, more about his music, less about all the freakish things, the physical appearance, the personal behavior we all know well?
Sure it does, because I think the tabloid nature of this story, that part has a limit. It will end, but the music goes on. Before Michael Jackson died, you go to a bar mitzvah, a wedding, any kind of party, and before long there comes a Michael Jackson record on. That's not going to stop, and that's what we'll remember. I think, the other things don't go away, but the coverage will settle down and the music lasts.
And you, I assume, join me in noting that the tone in at least some of the remarks, kind of defensive in advance of some of the criticisms they might hear.
Yeah, and that's been the battle. I mean, you and I have interviewed several people along the way over the last couple of weeks who say, well, you should only concentrate on the music.
Right.
Well, that's not our job. Obviously, we have to cover all aspects of what made him famous and in some cases infamous.
Well, that's going to do it for our coverage here at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. We will have a full wrap-up of this, of course, and the other day's news tonight on NBC Nightly News from our Los Angeles bureau. Continuing coverage now goes on MSNBC on cable and MSNBC.com, where you can share your thoughts, continue to, about what we've witnessed here today. We will also be airing a special edition of Dateline. That's tonight at 10/9 Central. That'll be anchored by my colleague Lester Holt. And on behalf of Lester and our entire staff here, we want to leave you now with one of the more memorable performances of Michael Jackson's own song, I'll Be There, as we saw it displayed here on stage at the Staples Center behind us. So on behalf of our entire team here, I'm Brian Williams. Thank you for being with us.
There